are world changers. You're going to do some wonderful things with your lives. I can't wait till you straight A's, all B's, whatever that is. No trouble. No trouble. No trouble. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But when you come to the stadium next Thursday, I want you to act a fool.
Welcome into Season 2, Episode 1 of Coach Prime's Playbook. And man, what a way to bring in the freshman class. There's no other better way to hype them. So thrilled to be with you for another season, Coach. And man, what a year we got going on. New year, new players, new conference.
Yep.
What is your excitement level?
Right now, it's like a calm before everything transpires. We just want to get it on. We so tired of practicing against one another, seeing one another. We ready to go. We ready to see a different color so we can hit that and go at that and compete against that.
Training camp, fall camp, it's certainly the dog days. But what impressed you about this group during camp?
Resilience, professionalism, intensity, passion, and purpose for the game. Study, I already checked study grades on these young men. How much film they watch is through the roof. You're dealing with a whole different caliber of young men who are predestined to go into the NFL or to be professionals in life. These guys get it. They really get it.
Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, obviously here for his final ride. We had Charles Johnson on our show yesterday, and he had some excellent things to say into his insight on Shedeur. But let me ask you, what was Shedeur's priority this offseason?
First of all, to get, it's so funny, because when I said you guys get sensitive, but come on, to beef up the line, to make sure the line is stable, it has the stability. Not only that, the depth thereof. So right now, you pretty much have 9 to 10, maybe 12 guys that can jump in there if something shall happen. So just the depth of the line, the understanding and the relationship that he and Pat Shurmur occupies, the running game. We got 4 or 5 backs that, oh my God, they can go. I'm praying we see Charlie get in the paint, for his first touchdown as a Buff. But it's phenomenal, and I love where he is mentally.
When you talk about him mentally, he never seems to get rattled at all. But there's even more pressure this year. There's Heisman conversations.
There's not. We don't subscribe to pressure. We apply it.
Right.
So when you say pressure, you got to understand he's been told he's not this, he's not that, he ain't this, he's a spoiled child, he's this. He's been told that foolishness all his life. So and what has he done? Responded with results. So we don't subscribe to pressure, we apply.
When we look, obviously we're excited about the offensive line, but I want to go to the other side of the ball and talk about the defensive line. I feel like there's been not quite as much conversation, but this appears to be one of the most improved groups as well.
I'm not, maybe the most improved group. You're talking about, I think, 3 to 4 guys that the scouts come out every day and they're naming these guys, 3 or 4 guys that are draft worthy. Probably more than that, honestly, more than that. And what they do in the rotations that we have is like a private competition. Like these guys will go get the quarterback. Trust me when I tell you, mark my words, you're going to say, well, he told us. You talking about going to get the quarterback, these guys will go get him. And when we garnish a lead, watch how relentless they become.
When you talk about playing across a generational player, you look at a you or a Champ Bailey, right? The other corner has so much work because they're going to try and not target you. That happens a lot, obviously, with Travis Hunter. So what is the mentality, and who is playing across that mentality? DJ McKinney, all right.
DJ is a pro.
Yeah.
DJ is a guy that first of all, I want all these guys to go pro, but I want to make sure they understand what's at stake, like the level of it. DJ could be draft eligible, but he's unbelievable. Preston Hodge is that guy. Hood is that guy. We have several guys. Carter Stockmeyer is that guy. We have several guys that can start on the opposite side or can start along with Travis Hunter.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about Robert Livingston, a guy who seems really smart. He seems to have his finger on the pulse. What has stood out to you about him?
He wanted it. He wanted it. He was during this thought calling. He wanted it. He was prepared for it. It's not a chance that I took with him. It's an opportunity that I gave him, and he seized it. You talking about a guy that was built for this. Rob Livingston will be a head coach, and I mean a head coach real soon. Rob Livingston is not only a good person, great father. I'm sure he's a great husband to his wife, but he's a great dude, man. And the kids migrate to him, the coaches migrate to him, and he involves everyone in the designing the scheme that we're going about this per se week.
So much excitement, so much newness here in year two. We cannot wait for Thursday night's kickoff. One guy who's not new, Shane Coates, he's returning for his 6th college year. We're going to get to know Shane Coates on the other side and find out his mentality ahead of his last dance coming up in Boulder. Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. Time now to get to know our first player of the season, Shane Coates. Your 6th year in college, 2nd at CU. So let me ask you, how are you approaching your last dance?
Enjoying it for all it is.
Let's address this sweat first, because I don't want y'all to just think he just came up here sweaty and funky. Now, he just came out of the weight room and he ran right up. That's why he's still perspiring, even though I don't know who was in charge of that to turn that on right now, because I'm about to sweat too.
Yes, I feel quite warm.
Okay, now my bad.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah.
But enjoying it for all it is, like taking it all in. Obviously the season, the guys, coaching staff, just really enjoying this thing and doing what we set out to do last year and completing it this year.
Shane, I remember last year, you were one of the first guys we talked to outside the indoor practice facility in that little lobby. You'd kind of just gotten here from Dartmouth, and it just stood out. You're just a natural-born leader, and you talked about approaching that role while being, in a new place. Now you're in year two. You're set here. My question for both of you, I'm going to start with Coach. What are your expectations for Shane now in year two, on and off the field?
Well, I want him to, and that's what he's done, consistency. I mean, I'm talking about going with the type of motor that he has, but to be consistent with it and to understand the offenses and the complexity of the line and the schemes and where the block is coming from. And he's taken all that as a challenge, and he has been balling, man. I'm proud of him.
Well, how about for you? What are your goals?
Same thing, being consistent and playing, and then leadership also. I think a few times last year, I wasn't doing the job I need to do, so I need to be better at that. Of course, with the D-line, but the defense as a whole and team also, just really accepting and taking on that responsibility in every form that I see it in.
We are excited about what this defensive line can do this year. But tell us, what's it like working with Coach Warren Sapp?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said all the time, like, it's weird to have a Hall of Famer as your coach, because it just seems so regular nowadays, just being with him every day. But you forget how special that is sometimes, and I just try and remind myself every day that he's out there and soak everything in that he's teaching me, from whether it's pass rush moves, run game, no matter what, just soak it in and just be around him and just really accept and try and enact every teaching that he gives me.
Who's the toughest, Sapp or D-Lou? But you got 2 pros out there. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Because D-Lou don't play.
He don't play.
Don't play.
I'll probably say D-Lou. I think his energy, they both bring energy every day, but it's different. I think Sapp, at least nowadays, like his energy more playful. He can get in that serious mode, but D-Lou always on it, whenever he hit the field. Not to say that he just like serious all the time or anything like that, but just like you check in every time you step between those white lines with him.
Tell them the difference of the talent level from a year ago to now.
I say it's vast. I think the biggest thing is just want to energy. I think it's a just different mindset in the room, I would say. From ends to D tackles, like everybody's focused on this season, the goals, and D-line as a whole. Like I say, the difference between this year and last year, we're a family. That's right. Like we really play together. We want each other to get better and excel in everything that we do. And that's just how we work. We work together, we lose together, we do everything together. So, just keeping that same mindset and focus and bringing that energy every day is what separates us.
We got game 1 on Thursday. You got a really tough FCS school. How are you approaching North Dakota State?
Like it's anybody in the country.
Yeah.
Like we're playing Alabama, like we're playing Ohio State. I mean, go 1-0 this Thursday, 1-0 next week, but it starts Thursday. India's a good team, disciplined team, coached well, history, winning FCS championships. So they're coming to play, and we got to match that and excel against that and beat them at their game.
That's right.
What do you think might surprise fans this year about this Buffs team?
Great question.
That's a good question. I think the focus. I think, we have all the glitz and glamour, all the show and everything like that. But I think the biggest thing this year that's been different that I've seen is just us inside these 4 walls. I don't think it's letting any of the outside noise get in, because I think at times last year we kind of let that affect us. And I think this year, just like no matter you with us, you against us, like it's really with this team, with the coaching staff, with the support staff. One what says it matters. There's nobody else. It's just us, and we got to reach that goal on our own.
I love it. Hey, that wraps up this segment. Perfect timing. He's got perfect timing, too. We will be right back after this.
quick.
Pocket closing. Throws it on the run. Caught at the 5 and going in for the touchdown.
Miller's got room to the outside. Cam Miller. Touchdown, North Dakota State.
All right, welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. It is time now for Who's Next, and this is one of those opponents that you simply just can't shy away from.
These guys are good.
Dakota State. Let's take a look a little bit at North Dakota State. They've won 6 of their last 7 games against FBS teams, 17 national titles. They are ranked 2nd in the FCS poll. And here's an interesting fact. Did you know that buffaloes don't actually live in the American West Coast, which means Ralphie is actually a bison?
Wow.
Is that weird? So it's kind of the bison versus the bison, but not really. Let's hear head coach Tim Pulasic. This offseason, he watched 250 of Shedeur Sanders' plays and came out impressed.
He's the best player that NDSU has played yet. Okay, and I really believe that. This guy is process-oriented. He's progression-based. He's aware of footwork and timing and rhythm. He takes what the defense gives him. Okay, he goes to the right spots, and then on top of that, he can play off a platform, different platforms. And I think our fans should be excited and should appreciate that they get to see one of the top, you know, a first-round draft pick at quarterback get to play against the Bison.
I think that's some great analysis there, but of course their quarterback, no one to shy away from either.
Yeah, they have 2 of them.
And Cam Miller.
They have 2 of them.
Let's talk about, we got 2 of them. Let's start with Cam Miller.
Yeah.
4-year starter. When you hear 4-year starter, what does that mean to you?
That means experience.
Yeah.
That means savviness. Not only just normal games. These guys are winners. They've won, so they understand the level of expectation and the lights that they're going to be playing upon when they come here this Thursday.
It's so interesting with North Dakota State because, yes, they're FCS, but we know they have a propensity to beat FBS teams often, all the time. What, if any, do you think is the talent gap then between the FCS school and an FBS school?
The talent gap is opportunity. You can't take anything away from these guys. I think Shedeur, Rock, Tyler Brown, Cam Silman, Shiloh, Mata. I could keep going. Herm Smith. We got several guys on the team that come from an FCS school. So you can't demean what these FCS guys has accomplished, man. These guys can play. They're consistent. They're fundamentally sound, and they're not going to beat themselves whatsoever. You're going to have to beat them.
When you look at this game, obviously it's the first game of the season. You're very aware of this opponent. But what is the mentality in the locker room? Did you have to get these guys up and ready for it, or they're ready?
No, they're ready. They're so tired of hitting each other. They're so tired of practicing against one another. They're ready to see another color. What you want to do is just keep them calm.
Yeah.
Keep them calm, and don't let them overexert themselves. Just keep them calm and stay consistent and do what you've been taught to do.
What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like here on Thursday night?
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a sellout. It's going to be crazy. And I can't wait to look out there and see these wonderful Buff faithfuls. And I can't wait to look out there and see how we start out this game.
Charles Johnson had a really interesting point last night. He said for him, this feels like a game. It's less about North Dakota State and more who are the Colorado Buffaloes, game 1 of 2024. Do you feel that way, yes or no?
Well, you don't know who somebody is by one outing.
Yeah.
That's over a period of time that someone shows they're consistent or inconsistent. So definitely we want to stop the run. We want to establish a running game. Those are the 2 main focus.
All right, I love it. Well, we are going to take a quick break here on Coach Prime's Playbook. Coming up next, we're going to talk about what is honestly the greatest NIL deal in the history of NIL
I know where you're going with that.
That's coming up next, right here on Coach Prime's Playbook.
Deion and I have a very exciting idea. We want to celebrate, and we want to make you the first ever fan to receive an NIL deal.
Oh my gosh, oh, for crying out loud.
We want to introduce the Peggy sleeve. This is a one-of-a-kind with your photo on it and Coach's slogan.
Oh my gosh. Let me try those things on. Go Buff!
I don't know if there's ever been anything more joyful and gleeful in this entire world. You better believe as soon as they did that, I already got mine to support Miss Peggy. $1 from everyone goes to Peggy, but tell me, hold on. I got the perfect sunglasses underneath to go with it. Tell me about this idea. Where did this come from?
It's wonderful. I got to give all the credit to everyone you see on that video right there, including Peggy. It was unbelievable. Blenders have done a wonderful job in just understanding, having the heart, not just the sales part, but the heart that I occupy and that they occupy, to blend that together and to go out and do things that hadn't been done before. And that's a blessing, man. And you know, this whole season is going to be dedicated to Peggy anyway.
I mean, Peggy, she is our queen. We love Peggy, but it is so beautiful to see this relationship you guys have created and developed. What does Peggy mean to you?
Everything. I mean, life, energy, passion, purpose, consistency, everything we stand for, the smart, tough, fast, discipline attributes. Peggy is that person that we all strive to just take a piece of her with us every single day. She's so kind and polite and just so on point.
Yeah.
She's on point.
Yeah. She is the sweetest person. It's only $8. Again, $1 from everyone goes to Peggy and her family. I mean, what a good cause. But let's talk about something else wonderful that you're doing, and that is helping out your players who have babies on the way with accounts that start with $2,121. Why did you want to do this?
First of all, just to have partners that are willing to come in and bless our young men, it's darn believable. But when you think about a young man who gets surprised or sometimes not surprised, and you hear that, I'm going to have a child, you know, the first thing they do is panic and they go into disarray. And then you start thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I want to help with that solution. What am I going to do? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to father this child. We're going to take care of this child. We're going to nurture this child. We're going to lead this child. And we're going to set up a fund that when they're of age, they can rely on and fall back on.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for what you do for your players, for Miss Peggy. We cannot wait for Thursday night, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll see you right here Thursday night.